Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this session.
Good morning.
Good morning, yes. Mohammed, just before we kick off, you said that you entered the space in 2002, and that's a long time ago, 22 years. Now, I don't want to take you back to those days. I just want to take you back to 5 years ago. Did you ever anticipate that the F&B space would be what we are all witnessing today? Did you ever envision it?
Honestly, no. I hoped for it. I wished for it, but I never anticipated it's going to be where we are today already, and that's not even where we are heading to. So it's there is no words to describe honestly what happened, and I'm so proud, and I'm sure everyone is as well. So the answer, never. I expected is going to be, but that's what we always wished for.
We saw in neighboring countries, the space was, there was more upmarket appeal. Obviously, you look at the European cities, and it's a much more matured market. What happened in Riyadh, namely, if we can use Riyadh as an example since we're here. What happened in Riyadh in the last 5 years that propelled the industry to the point where we can almost compare it with some of the most mature markets in the world? What happened?
Well, look, that's a great question, because that's actually, I think, the motive why we decided to actually go into this and build this and be one of the people to build the F&B market in Saudi. Now, why? I think the lifestyle, just in my opinion, the lifestyle, the way how dining changed in the whole world. And 10 years ago, I would say, specifically 10 years ago, there was so many, I would say, restriction. We could not offer what a dining experience can be in its ultimate form in terms of the atmosphere, the music, the service, the food quality, the supply, the team, all that. Today, all that is available, and still you always have the challenges everywhere in the world, but that was one of the things. And also, the more simple question or the simple answer is just, we just decided to take that step and just say, you know what, no one is going in that space, so let's go into that space and do it. And definitely the neighboring countries that you have mentioned, examples, they also helped in influencing, since, all of us, we travel to those cities and enjoy these beautiful restaurants. So when they are at our doorstep, definitely is going to be an excite. So I think that gave the confidence to everyone else to accelerate, besides, of course, all the change that has happened in the last 10 years in the kingdom is definitely accelerated as well.
One of my favorite quotes in life is, "Build it and they'll come." And I think you did exactly just that.
Yes, we built it, but now we want to make sure they come.
And I'll tell you why they are coming, because I've been to Mr. Chow's, one of your restaurants. It was packed and it was a weekday. I've been to Black Tap, no introduction needed. El Barretto, I haven't been, but I promise you that I will go. Roca, in my city in Jeddah, busy, and I've been 3 times, opening, and twice in the last 2 months. So you have attracted the footfall. So you're obviously doing something right.
Well, look, I think definitely we are trying always, every day. You're saying that from our side. We always, every day, we talk about that we're not doing as good as we want. We want to push more. We want to get more footfall. So definitely, look, at the end, I always say the whole restaurant concept is simple. I'm going, at the end of the day of everything, I'm going to have great food and a great service and a great atmosphere. If we stick to these basics first, That, I think, will attract everyone, the first step. Then everything comes in. Of course, the location, this edge, this niche, this, that. We can do many elements that will add on, but the fundamentals have to be met. This is, I think, and of course, on top of that, we also see not only our restaurants, even other restaurants that are also great and busy, such as LPM, such as Miyazo, such as, all these restaurants, great. I don't want to miss anyone, Cipriani, everyone, They're also doing well. Of course, there is the challenges always. It's a market, there is an ups and downs. There is a good month, a bad month. That's everywhere in the world. But we are going for the long term, and it's not just today. So the formula is just we keep going, honestly. Just we keep going on it every day, every day, every day. That's it.
We've seen some examples, not to put a negative spin on what you said, but if we can just touch on the examples of restaurants that didn't survive. Is it a consistency issue?
I don't think it's only a consistency issue. Definitely consistency is one of the main elements, of course, because it's what the guest is expecting. Once you remove that, you lose a lot. That's true. But I think, look, in restaurants journey, and I was very fortunate to meet great restaurateurs of the world, like the iconic symbols of the restaurant industry. And we see today only their success. But when you sit with them, they closed more restaurants than opened restaurants, So I'm not saying it's okay to close a restaurant. It's tough and painful, and it breaks your mind, and it creates a lot of doubt, and it creates so many things. But it's possible. So, but it doesn't mean it's the end. It could have been the wrong restaurant in the wrong time. It could have been the wrong location. It could have been the food. It could have been many elements. But it doesn't mean that it's the market, the economy, because you can see in the city, you have, in our company, in our group, we have a restaurant is doing, example, 500 covers, and another restaurant is doing 50 covers. So it doesn't mean that there is something wrong, with what we are doing, but it's just definitely we try to make it work. But we have to sometimes accept it and move on. I think that's my own opinion.
Where does innovation come into play with fine-tuning your product or your restaurant? Is innovation something that is high on your priority list?
It is, I think, the priority. Because if you stop one day innovating in everything, and it's not only the food or just the overall, in the way how we think, the mindset, the way of the training, the way of how you can, without being over creative, in my opinion. The more you keep it simple, the more it's an easier, and it has a longer life as a restaurant. But technology plays a big role now. We just saw Gustavo did the whole market in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. This takes a year for any consultants that we used to do. So that actually answers everything. And we are now trying to get into definitely AI, data. Data is everything now. We use it not just to analyze the financial, is to analyze the behavior of the guest, to analyze even our improvement as a team. It's not just to gain financial means. So definitely data, technology, AI, and innovation of marketing, so powerful now. It is the ultimate power, I would say now. So yeah, innovation does not stop at all.
On the subject of tech and innovation, I think one of the best things for me to come out of the post-COVID era was paperless menus. And I thought that was impressive until I was at a restaurant once and I was waiting for the person to get the bill, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting until someone said, no, you just got to scan the QR code on the table. And it was a black tap. And tech innovation, that's a really impressive thing where, it hits on hygiene, it hits on ease. You can split the bills with your friends as opposed to, going through the manual route. Do you incorporate that across your restaurants?
Honestly, yes, but not all of them, because still, again, it depends on the concept. It depends on the restaurant, because some of the restaurants, they still need that authentic theater. Everything. You need to bring the bill, you need to bring that. It's the integration between the guest and the team. Still, that we can keep it. But also, it doesn't mean that we don't need to have it. We might have it, but there is no rule that we have to use it across. But definitely, we try to make it available in all our restaurants, for sure. But we still want to make sure we keep that authentic feeling in some of them, which it depends on which restaurants.
Every person I've ever spoken to who is a restaurateur like yourself, always one of the first things that tell me in their opening remark when I ask them, how's the business? It's challenging. You got to be on top of it. People are constantly wanting new things. Culinary literacy, which I thought is a great term, is growing, and demographics are changing, and you're dealing with a diverse and sophisticated clientele. What is the most challenging part of being a restaurateur, would you say?
Look, the challenging part, I would say every business is challenging. There is no such an easy business, let's say. But if it's something I decided to do, then yes, it's challenging, but the pain is not going to be felt. So we just go on because there is a great enjoyment feeling. So it overtakes anything else. Now, the challenges, of course, because it's a daily operation, you're dealing with people, if you have 500 people in your room, in your restaurant, it means there is 500 potential good things and 500 potential bad things. So you deal with people's emotions, you deal with people's days, you deal with the market, you deal with everything on the news, it's all reflecting in that room, which is the restaurant. And plus the team who is doing that job, they also have good days and bad days, so again, it's human, And the challenge also, I would like to add one thing. Yes, every restaurateur, but I always say investing in the most important thing is the team. Look, I can't do anything alone. If I don't have an amazing team, like they are heroes, I would not be here with you on the stage. No way. So that actually, I just come up with crazy ideas, and they have arguments with me sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, and then it works, and they get it done. So the team, the people in that, it's a full, organization. It's a team play. It's not only me alone. So that definitely takes the challenge to another level lower, 100%.
I'll leave you with this question, and answer it any way you'd like, but what's next for you? What do you want to, is there a space or a cuisine or a project that you want to take on that you haven't taken on yet? Can you let us in on any secrets? I'm sorry.
No, actually, yes, there is a project. Look, definitely, we are still in this dream that we are going through. We are very proud of is bringing the great international restaurants into the kingdom. That's definitely going to be always our journey. But what I would love to do one day, and we have started that early stage in it, I would love to do through food, we can create lives. We can create opportunity for people. And that's where we already have something coming up next year, which is more of giving opportunity for just people who don't have maybe a skill or a job. We just maybe teach them to do one dish. That's it. And that one dish for life will take them to another level. They'll create an income, a family, buy a house or that. That's what I would love to have one day, is to, through at least what we are doing, we can have something which is beyond just the business and financial and all that. That's honestly what I really, and I would love to be part of it, like on the floor, working in that and being part of the operation of it. I would love to, and that's it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I know I said last question, but I have maybe one more question. Last one. We have a rich culinary scene in Saudi Arabia and excellent food. Like personally, my favorite dish, honestly, is the goat over rice, kabsa, mendi. Would you ever consider, because we know the power of culinary and how it's so exportable, and people are often introduced to cultures via food before they visit that region. Would you ever get involved, or any plans to get involved in the Saudi food space?
Yes, definitely. And we are always, we've been talking about this when working actually on this, but we just want to make sure, because it's authentic and valuable, so I don't want to commercialize it, if that's the right way, and I don't want to just do it because I have to, because if we touch it in the wrong, approach, we'll ruin it, honestly.
You want to get it right.
Want to get it right. And of course, without touching the food, because the food, it's an authentic cuisine, and it's a great cuisine. And it's all born out of family, love, and share. So you can't take that out. Once you take it, it changes everything, So we want to make sure that we are going to come with that, but in the really right approach. And we have a couple of things in mind that we're working on, but we don't want to rush it just to do it. We want to really feel, okay, that's it. That's what we feel. That's the right thing to do. So, answering, yes, we are going to be in the Saudi space one day.
That's great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mohammed Jawa. Thank you.